Hello, my name is Jane. This is the second in a series of videos where I interview alumni from different universities. This specific video is an interview of a woman that went to Colby College and double majored in economics and environmental science. Let's get right into it. Hello,
Hi there.
my name is Arin.
Hello, my name is Annika.
Nice to meet you.
Likewise.
All right, so first off, what was your major and graduation year from Colby College?
My major was environmental science and economics, and I graduated in 2020.
All right, and to break the ice, would you like to share a fun fact, something about like your favorite place to eat in college? What would you do? What you would do on game days, stuff like that.
My favorite place to eat while I was in college was a dining hall on campus called Foss, which that dining hall to me looked a lot like the dining hall in Harry Potter. And they would often do a Harry Potter night, like once or twice a year, and decorate and all of those things. So I really enjoyed eating at Foss, and it had really high ceilings and great food. So that was my favorite place to eat. Yeah,
That sounds amazing. I would love to see that.
yeah, it's cool.
All right, and next up, in what ways did Colby's culture and values contribute to your overall learning experience? Can you share a specific example that shows this influence?
I think that some of the values at Colby included being a critical thinker and learning through experience, while understanding that, how everybody learns might be different. And I think that the professors and the group of people, specifically that I worked with and who I took classes from, were always very, we take tests and we take assessments and quizzes and do homework assignments and things in order to get a grade to sort of represent your learning. But I never felt like the specific grades I was getting or the things that were influencing, my grade in the class were the top priority of my professors or my peers. So I think that was a really cool culture piece that was important to me, that I learned after being there and after, I didn't know that going in. But a specific example I can think is, one of the classes that I took that I would say even now I learned the most in, and it was the worst grade I got in college. And I can sort of proudly say that the professor that I had worked with me so closely and, was really proud of what I had accomplished by the end of the semester, and so was I. And it was the worst grade I ever got. And I still can say, that I learned a ton, and that I am proud of that. And so I think that that's something that was super valuable to my learning experience, as well as, it was influenced by the culture there.
I love that story. Moving on. Given the rapidly changing job market, how well did your alma mater prepare you for the challenges and opportunities in your field? Are there specific skills or experiences you found particularly valuable?
I think some of the skills that feel the most valuable to me going into the job market was really the ability to be adaptable. I think, not being so tied to a specific field or knowing every detail of how to do certain things that some programs might teach you, like really very specific programs that you can come out with a degree in X and then you're prepared for that specific job. I think, going to a liberal arts school where you can take anything from like a dance class all the way to like a class about different drugs and how they affect the brain, to a class that is, you know, about a specific coding language. Like, all of those things can be part of your very own experience and can contribute to your ability to learn. And so you can pick up new things in a job and a new job, or like give you a very wide breadth of knowledge that can contribute to kind of that, like you said, ever-changing job market where you might not have a super specific credential, but you can display, like, I learned about X and I'm really good about being able to learn and adapt things I've learned to new things. And so I feel like that is the value of any liberal arts college, but specifically what I experienced at Colby.
Yeah. I like that, keeping all your doors open, all options on the table, with a wide variety of opportunities. I like that. For the next question, looking back, is there anything you wish you had known or done differently during your time at Colby to better prepare you for your post-graduation endeavors?
I think that I double majored in environmental science and economics, two things going into college I did not think I would major in. I thought I was going to be on a pre-med track and major in bio or something like that. And I got there and started taking a bunch of the prerequisite classes that we needed and just figured out that there was more that I was interested in than just the things that I had like arrowed my mind to. And so I think that my own experience was that there were a lot of things I was really interested in and it was too hard to pick. Looking back, something that I would have done differently was maybe put less focus on those two things being both majors of mine, and instead give myself the opportunity to take classes that I did enjoy, but, you know, not feel the pressure of having a double major on my resume and a double major on my diploma, but instead be able to display, like, yeah, I majored in environmental science, but I took a bunch of classes in economics. I just didn't take enough to get the major because I also took a psychology class and I also took a dance class and I also did a couple of other things that, you know, some of my peers did that I had limited myself in my pursuit of a double major. That's not to say that you can't double major or that I don't recommend it or anything like that. Like, I enjoyed through and through the classes I ended up taking, but by the end, I, wish I had had a little more flexibility in my schedule in order to do some things that were purely fun, take a class that was purely fun, or, spend a little more time with friends, or do a few things that, it would have freed up my time, I think, a little more to do a few more things that I found joy in or had fun doing. So
yeah, no, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you would say, take as many classes as you want and don't limit yourself to trying to get the best looking resume possible. Just make sure you get all the experiences that the college offers.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. All right, and for my last question, how has the reputation of Colby influenced your professional life? Have you encountered any specific instances where the university's name opened doors or presented challenges?
I think that the culture of small liberal arts colleges in New England is different than what I had experienced growing up in Minnesota. There were a lot of people in Minnesota that when I said, I'm going to Colby College for my next 4 years, people asked, like, where is that? Or what is that? Or is that like the cheese? And so that experience going into college, I was like, oh no, I'm not sure that this is going to play out in a way that it actually looks like on paper to me. But I think the name recognition that I was not experiencing while living in Minnesota certainly is not the case where I am now, which is in living in New England for the last couple of years in the Northeast. It is a name that people recognize, and I think it influenced, or it has influenced, I think, how some people think of me when I tell them that I went to Colby College. And so there's a bit of an assumption or a knowledge that you worked hard while you were in college, and that you are adaptable, that you had that education experience of working in liberal arts. And so I think that has contributed positively. I've never had anybody feel negatively about my collegiate experience, with the exception of maybe them just not being familiar with the school, which can happen anywhere you go. There's some people that have a wide knowledge of lots of institutions throughout the country, and others that don't. And so being able to kind of ride that name recognition when I can, but also be able to explain just like the type of experience I had, because people can recognize that. They might not know the name, but they know, oh, you went to a school that has 2,000 students, and you worked really closely with your professors, and you didn't have any TAs that taught your classes, or, you knew all of your students, all the other students in your class, like those sorts of things that, that's been my experience so far in kind of post-collegiately with that.
I like that. So all the right people who needed to know what it was knew it, and didn't limit you in any way.
Yeah.
All right, thank you so much.
Yeah, of course.
It was wonderful talking to you.
Yeah, likewise.